Guys, quick video, the 5 most important bulking tips. So if you follow these, you're gonna have a successful bulk. If you miss any of these, you're probably not gonna have the most optimal bulk, and you're not gonna put on the most optimal amount of muscle, and your bulk is not gonna be as good as it could be if you would follow all of these 5 tips. So let's go over them. We're not gonna make a 20-minute video because it's pointless. We're just gonna go straight into the point, which is number 1, a calorie surplus. Now, so many people miss this because there's a lot of bullshit out there. Like, you can go on YouTube now and how to build muscle without a calorie deficit, like without a calorie surplus, sorry. And that's like, it's physically impossible to put on muscle without being in a calorie surplus. Like, you can't put muscle on in a deficit. You can't put muscle on in maintenance. It's fucking impossible. And no matter what any motherfucker says, it's fucking impossible. Not gonna happen ever. Because your body has to have a surplus of energy to put on weight. You can't put on weight without a surplus of energy. Energy equals calories. You can't put on muscle without that energy surplus. So without a calorie surplus, you're not gonna put on weight, and if you're not putting on weight, you're not putting on muscle. Because when you put on weight and you lift weights, it's gonna be a mix of fat, water, and muscle. It's not gonna be pure muscle. It's not gonna be pure fat. If you're lifting heavy, it's gonna be a mix of muscle, fat, and water. But yeah, first tip, without a calorie surplus, you're not gonna put on muscle. So stop believing in that bullshit. You're gonna to put on muscle, you need to be in a calorie surplus, which also means you're gonna put on body fat, which is normal, which is just what happens when you put on weight. But without a calorie surplus, you're not gonna put on muscle. So number 1, calorie surplus. Number 2, lifting heavy weights. Now, a lot of people, they lift, pussy ass weight, and they expect to get big. Look, if you want to grow muscle, if you want to put on muscle, the current muscle that you have to put more stress on it. Because when you put more stress on it, you're gonna break down the muscle fibers, and then after you're done with your workout, those muscle fibers are gonna repair themselves. They're gonna grow bigger because they need to accommodate the added stress. So you have to lift heavy. Number 3, progressive overload. A lot of people miss this. They just go into the gym, they lift heavy random weights without counting anything, measuring anything, and that's the biggest mistake, because you have to have some sort of progressive overload to put on muscle. Because like with the previous tip, you need added stress to produce muscle growth. But you need continuous, consistent added stress. So meaning you need to keep track of it. So if you're doing like deadlifts, 200 pounds, and you're doing 10 reps per set, the next time you come in the weight room, you try to do 11. Then the next time you try to do 12. Then the next time you increase the weight. Basically, any type of progressive overload is gonna make those muscles grow. So you need some type of progressive overload, which can be a lot of different stuff. It could be increasing weight, increasing reps, doing more sets, doing harder exercises, doing harder variations of the exercises. So just a lot of stuff you can do. But basically, without progressive overload, you're not progressively gonna increase that stress, which is not gonna put on muscle. Number 4, eat enough protein. So I know I've said calorie surplus, the most important part. Without a calorie surplus, no muscle. The same with the protein. Now, you don't need 500 grams of protein, but you do need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, eat 200 grams of protein. I know a lot of you are complaining now, that's too much. If you drink 1 protein shake a day with 2 scoops of whey, that's going to be 50-60 grams right there. And if you have like 3 or 4 meals throughout the day, 200 grams of protein is going to be easy. Trust me. Why? Because protein is the main building block of muscle. Protein actually builds muscles, so you need protein. Protein is what's actually going to take that energy and convert it into muscle tissue. So you need protein. 1 gram per pound of body weight. The last one, number 5, is sleep. Now, a lot of people neglect sleep, and I know it's very difficult, but you need at least 5 to 6 hours, and that's minimum. That's the minimum. Like 5, I would say, to 9 hours. 9 hours is the most optimal amount, but the lowest you should go is 5 hours of sleep every single night to produce optimal or semi-optimal muscle growth. Because when you sleep, the most amount of your testosterone and your growth hormone is produced. So during that time, you put on the most amount of muscle. And if you don't sleep enough, you're going to hinder those hormones and you're going to have a harder time building muscle, or you're going to put on less muscle. So sleep is very important, and a lot of people, they say they can't sleep enough, but a lot of them are just making excuses. Like, just turn the fucking TV off, turn fucking Netflix off, and just go to sleep earlier and stop making fucking excuses, and you're going to do it. It's just a matter of priorities. If your priority is building muscle, then you have to prioritize sleep. So guys, that was it for this video. Follow these 5 tips and you're gonna have a successful bulk no matter what, and you're gonna be good. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you out. Definitely like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Peace out.